This is the Night Wolf howling at you, and today we're going to take a look at the He-Man and the Masters of the Universe, RamMan, heroic human battering ram figure, part of their cartoon collection. They have changed the background for the current wave of cartoon collection figures to have Hordak in the back as part of their celebration for the 40th anniversary of She-Ra, Princess of Power. Actually, I really like that artwork too. That's pretty stunning. I am wondering if some of it's changed at the bottom too, but we won't get a good look at that until after we get RamMan off of there. If we go to the back of the box here, we have the as seen on the House of Shokoti. I guess Shokoti. I suppose I could have watched the episode to get the pronunciation right. My bad. Actually, they made her as a figure in the Classics line, and she came with a cute little tentacle monster. In the case of this figure, though, he does come with the Shokoti idol, and he has the twist into powerful battle positions, because he does not come with any additional equipment, which is kind of disappointing, but RamMan also didn't really use any weapons or equipment in the show anyway. As part of this wave, though, we do have She-Ra, the most powerful woman in the universe, which actually, I thought her subhead actually was Princess of Power on the old toys. While I do have She-Ra figures in my collection, I don't think I've ever had a carded She-Ra figure. I made an effort to get the mini comics, but I never thought to really go after the backing. We also have RamMan, the heroic human battering ram. Duh. And we have Magana, the evil spy with the pop-out eyes. Now, I want to say, I'm going to get on my high horse here, and my soapbox, or however you want to put it, and say, this was a dumb decision by Mattel. 3 figures in the wave. And I believe this box is 2 She-Ras, 1 RamMan, and 1 Magana. Because I also think the cartoon collection ones, this is, I think, the first time when it's been a full cartoon collection. Not even a full cartoon collection wave, because there's only 3 figures. But we noticed that with the new Masterverse wave that came out, they also did 3 figures. 2 He-Mans, 1 Evil Lyn, and I don't remember who the other figure is that came in that wave. I'm sorry. But that being said, this is what's going to start causing problems again with like shelves and at the online retailers, is there's a good chance that they will end up with a bunch of extra main characters, because if you're putting 2 of those in a box and you're mostly selecting, and let's be perfectly honest, it's mostly collectors buying this stuff for themselves and occasionally for their kids. It made it really easy to just go ahead and go on to Entertainment Earth or Big Bad Toy Store and buy the full wave. And Entertainment Earth, they don't even open the box if you buy a full wave. They just ship you the box. So that's going to cause problems with that as well. But let's go ahead and open up this figure. You can't see it, but I just really rolled my eyes on this one. Okay, so I think it is the same basic artwork, just colored differently. No extra flames or anything down there to show the Horde fight. We have his informational bit here showing what different new parts he's got. Or not new parts, but what parts pull apart. So we have the comic Horde Invasion here. Planet Etheria. Against the dark heavens, a sinister outline gains definition. A malevolent force which seeks to infest Etheria and all realms beyond. Luckily, there are those who will fight to stop it. Masters! Terrible armada approaches. Etheria needs reinforcements. Fear not, sister. Help is on the way. Hordak has returned. First Etheria, then Eternia. I shall unleash a nightmare wrath upon these worlds have never known. Long have I waited in the cosmic shadows, massing forces as the masters battled snake men. Now that both sides have depleted their strength, my time has come. Through cunning, I escaped the Spandos, returning to Horde World, where I marshaled our resources to build a new fleet. Across countless light years, we silently traveled. And at this very moment, we are perfectly poised. Carefully, I've curated my strategy to avoid the pitfalls of the past. The conquest of Etheria is now mine. Launch the Star Strike! And from its orbital vantage, Hordex Hellfleet spat death and fire across the land. She-Ra and forces of the Great Rebellion take flight, launching a counterstrike of their own. Skyward for Etheria! Thum, thum, thum. Squadrons of Horde gliders clash with She-Ra's Pegasus cavalry as they do battle. At great sacrifice, the forces of Etheria repelled the squadrons of Horde gliders. But lo, the victory the Etherians won was short-lived. All their efforts were against but a fraction of Hordex forces. Meanwhile, on planet Eternia, masters assemble to aid their sister world. Alas, masters, Hordex sorcery blockaded the gateways between Eternia and Etheria. Not even my magic can dispel it. Sorceress, we must do something. If we don't break through, She-Ra and the Great Rebellion are doomed. Indeed they are. Ha 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 ha! Lord Hordak, Etheria nearly ours. The Crystal Castle is under siege. Excellent. I wish to witness its fall with my own eyes. Lighthope, I call on you. What must we do? From beyond the warm light shone forth, emanating pure good. She-Ra, brave warrior. Though Hordak wields untold might, nothing is more powerful than those true of heart. Fight to protect your people. Good shall always prevail. It must. After Etheria falls, we shall unleash our dominion on Eternia and beyond. The Horde invasion has begun. By the way, this boat ship thing is quite possibly the most disturbing toy in the She-Ra line. I don't know if that thing is supposed to actually be alive or not, but that is just freaky. So on the back of this, we do get She-Ra, the most powerful woman in the universe, RamMan, heroic battering ram, heroic human battering ram, and Mantana, the evil spy with the pop-out eyes. That being said, let's start out with this piece of junk. Okay, well, as we saw kind of in the image from the cartoon, right, or the back here, I'll just pop it up. This is kind of like just on the building or whatever. Fine, I get that. But come on, could we not have made something that was a little bit nicer? And okay, well, it does stand on its own. I was about to complain about that. So I guess I can give them credit for that as well. I just think just the back of this, it just looks so cheaply made. RamMan himself now. His armor does come off. We have the standard kind of head design there. And I am pretty sure that we are reusing the chubby Masters of the WWE Universe body here. Or, no, I guess, actually that's just WWE Superstars, because they didn't have this body type in the Masters of the WWE line. Also, the helmet is two pieces. You have the flesh tone is separate from the helmet. So, that looks a lot nicer than if they just painted the stuff like they did on like some of the other toys. Or should they be back in the ye olden days? Now, actually, hold on. So without the body armor, which, by the way, without the body armor, the head's kind of ridiculous with the helmet on. The head does move fine all the way around. The arms hinge up and down. They spin around. Single joint in the elbow. Basic cuff. In and out hinge. Pop out hands. Okay, that's normal, but spin at the wrist. Surprisingly, I gotta say, it does kind of look like they're just using the basic arms from the cartoon collection here. They're not I don't think they sculpted new arms for RamMan, although the hands do look new to me, like 100% new, to kind of match the style of the hands of the original toy. And we have the skirt piece and the bottom part here. This may actually these may be the same legs from, or at least partially reused from the Ninja Turtles, or the Turtles of Grayskull crossover figure. Leg articulation wise, though, leg barely kicks forward. Let me take the skirt piece off again. The legs barely click forward, and they barely move back at all. The knee joint doesn't quite make 90 degrees back there either. Kind of a shame. We do have a spin at the foot. And we have a big old ankle rocker here. So we get the hinge quite nicely. And we can spin it all around. You know, if I get my toy room cleared up, I'd actually have the other figures available to reference right away if I do notice something like this. But yeah, I think that this upper part here may actually be directly taken from the Turtles of Grayskull figure, because I do believe he actually had more of animalistic feet on that one. When we do put his armor on, however, as far as the head movement goes, we can still get the kind of left and right look here, but it's a little bit harder to try to get his head to turn all the way around, which kind of makes sense. And of course, the shoulder pauldrons do interfere with how far up we can move it or how far we can spin it. We bring out the original RamMan toy for, or not the original toy, but the original Origins version. For comparison, our new RamMan is in fact taller, which I think anybody who is familiar with Masters of the Universe cartoon is kind of ironic, considering that his normal form is actually very short. And then his legs get all springy to launch him for battle. However, I actually really do like this design. I mean, it's a little bit lacking detail on some of these parts. These stitches are just painted on. They're not like actual physical stitches, which is, again, kind of a shame. I like the way the armor sits on him. I mean, I think, because we're doing the cartoon collection, they went with more of a gray than the metallic silver like the other RamMan. But I think it's a really nice update overall. And fits in well with the cartoon collection. And actually, you know what? I'm kind of wondering. His hands they might be fully new sculpts, but they do kind of remind me of the Horde Trooper hands. But I think those had more details because they're still supposed to be like more armored. But I think if you look at it like this, you can kind of see where they are going for the similar design from the normal He-Man figures. Because like a normal He-Man figure has a hand that's like that comparative wise. Overall, I do like the overall in this RamMan. I think he looks pretty cool. I am not disappointed in this figure at all. Oh, okay, I shouldn't say at all. It would be nice if they could find a way to do the thicker legs and still have more articulation than what they do. And it's actually kind of funny now that I think about it, that the skirt piece has that, like, the slits in it so that you can get the momentum. Oh, hey. This is about how far out you can kick. But that really seems unnecessary because his hips just don't have that range of motion, period. So we also have a little bit of paint on the his skirt piece. And we didn't really go over the head design. Okay, well, we kind of went over the way it was put together, but the overall look of it, it's really nicely done, honestly. The details look good. We got the whites of the eyes in there, which we don't have in our original figures. The eyebrows are all painted well. He's got a big fat nose, which honestly does look like he's probably broken it more than once. But yeah, I think this is a great RamMan. Not really going to quite fit with your Origins figures because of the lack of detail. But if you don't have the original RamMan, I think you're still going to be happy with them. I guess another irony here would be that they cost about the same amount, even though this was a deluxe figure when he first came out. And I want to say he was $20 then. And now, of course, the new Masters of the Universe Origins Cartoon Collection figures tend to be $20 as well. Just to show you how much inflation has affected the cost of the toys. This is still a disappointment to me. I get it. It saves money to do this. And, you know, they have this in multiple parts and kind of stuck together. But I think a solid backing here would have looked a little bit better overall. Or at the very least, set something up back here that we could have actually used to hang her up on a wall with if we wanted to. Because otherwise, I think you're just going to have to use a huge chunk of like that blue tack stuff if you want to do that. Also, it would have been nice if they had additional tentacles that you could attach to her to go along with the image in the back of the package. But anyway, I hope you enjoyed this review and this look at the Cartoon Collection RamMan. I like him. I don't think you would regret picking him up. And don't forget, the original RamMan came with 2 different axes. I don't have the other one here. So if you want to give him a weapon, you can just give him the other axe. But let me know what you think of this RamMan in the comments below. And especially, give me your opinion on the whole doing 3 figures in the wave instead of 4 now. Because I honestly think that that is going to have a negative effect on the businesses that sell these. They're going to end up with a bunch of those duplicate figures sitting in their warehouse. Sure, there are some collectors that buy multiples of like characters. I ordered a second one of the She-Ra, which I haven't even got the first one in yet. Just because I'm hoping they make a Battleground Teela in the Origins line, and I can use that extra She-Ra head to create another version of the Valkyrie figure that I had for my classics. Kind of like I keep hoping they'll give us an Adora and a Despara in Origins so I can have my Force Captain Adora figure also recreated. If you enjoyed my TED Talk here, please feel free to subscribe and hit that notification bell if you want to hear more. And as always, thanks for watching. Peace and love.